Okay, so I need to go through this a little bit more to the point. So I met with my lawyer on the phone, if it was even the dude that's supposed to be a lawyer, because I honestly don't know. I should be trying to talk louder for you. So I met with somebody on the phone. Um, it was not completely apparent that it was my lawyer. A. It was set up by the people when you call the number to the North County Public Defense and they answer the phone as the North County Public Defense. It's on Google. Um, I believe that number is different than the numbers that I was calling before. It looks different to me. Um, so I'm hoping that like people didn't change it on Google or something like that. But anyway, the guy that called back was speaking English the entire time, except for any time he referred to where he was working, and then he talked gibberish as if he doesn't work there. Um, so that was weird. Um, he did not act like a lawyer. He did not do anything lawyers are supposed to do or talk about. He kept stopping me from talking about what happened. He wouldn't talk about what happened. He wouldn't talk about um and they haven't let me talk about what happened this entire time. It's been a year. We have not gone over what happened for a year. Okay. So I don't have a lawyer. I have not been given a lawyer, and I asked for a public defender, and I've not been given a lawyer this entire time. Um, that's, you know, mass rights violation right there. And this is probably typical for Bellingham. He was really pushing that normal thought processes that you cannot argue are not normal. Normal thought processes, such as believing that there's drug addicts moving here from out of the area, were called delusional. So he's not very capable of being a lawyer. Because if you can't even, if you're not able, like, here's the thing: you're either a somebody who literally has a thought process that we don't have a bunch of drug addicts from out of state in our subsidized housing, which is delusional to believe. I'm sorry, right? Like there's something like wrong with you in order to believe that one. Because if you took one, especially if you went to Lincoln Square, I dare anybody to go to Lincoln Square and start asking where people are from. I dare you. I don't know if they'll all lie, especially if they figure out that I said so, but I dare you. Like, literally, there was almost no one, at least when I was living there, there was almost no one from here. Um, anyway, I was being told that my line of thinking that they're from out of state is sounds like somebody who has delusions. Um, we just went in circles. We kept on going in circles and circles. It's like I said, every time I tried to say anything about what happened or what Bellingham normally does with um people like me or people that are criminals or people that are crazies that are out in the street compared to me. Like, because most of these, a lot of these crazies that are out in the street, we've been told for years, and I know that some of them are disappearing right now. So I don't know, like, if they're still out there or if they picked up or if they're moved on or what. But for a while there, they kept on saying, oh, like we couldn't do anything about all these crazies. We couldn't put them in mental health care. We couldn't force them into mental health care. We couldn't coerce them to go into mental health care. We can't arrest them. We can't do anything. We can't, like, right? Like, we couldn't do anything with the crazies. And most of those crazies, by the way, were male. Let's just be real here. Most of those crazies were male. So, like, when I tried to bring up that, like, he shut me down or whatever, every time, like, he wouldn't talk about actual reality of any kind. And he wouldn't talk about what happened or anything like that. So I'm not getting a lawyer. Um, I haven't had a lawyer this whole entire time. Um, a lot. He said that I talked to Bonnie a lot. I didn't. I didn't talk to her a lot. I had like two conversations with her, and they were so confusing because she didn't speak English. Like half the conversation was her talking gibberish, and me over talking her gibberish, literal gibberish. Okay, like this guy, he I don't know if I said this on this video. He was speaking English. Everything he was saying was English except for any time he referred to where he works from. Some gibberish sound came out. You can't say North County Public Defense because why? You're protecting yourself because you're really the police I'm talking to right now and not my lawyer? Like, who am I talking to right now, right? He spoke English the whole way through, except for like several times that he referred to where he was working from. Gibberish sound came out. And um and we kept on going in circles and circles and circles and circles talking to someone like they're five. Like he was just in the same pattern. He's just in the same pattern. It has to be mental health. It has to be mental health. It has like he was in a pattern. Like he couldn't act like a lawyer. Um but anyway, the previous conversations that I had earlier on were people that talk gibberish. I couldn't understand goddamn word they were saying most of the time. So I just had to kind of interject and be like, "Oh, this is what I do with my life. This is why I don't have any problems. This is what I do with my life." You just spoke more gibberish. So I'll just tell you more about my life. What are you supposed to do when your lawyer does that to you? What are you supposed to do? Right? Um, but yeah, like I'm not really entirely sure I was even talking to somebody that actually they said when I was talking to Bonnie, quote unquote Bonnie, she said she wasn't a lawyer during like halfway through my conversation with her. She said that none of them were lawyers and that I would never talk to a lawyer. Now that I remember that, actually. Which is part of the reason why all of these people talk gibberish. The dude that was saying that he was Bellingham House, or not, so sorry, not Bellingham Housing, Bellingham uh high a school teacher or whatever, and he was talking gibberish in the for no Rite Aid. Um, he was talking gibberish. Um, but yeah, like he was saying my behavior, and it was just like, are you? I mean, okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. I have anxiety and PTSD, so when people talk gibberish to me, like it really freaking drives me nuts. And like it makes it so that I'm gonna talk weird some of the time because I'm just like my brain's just like, oh my god, this person's talking gibberish and you're trying to listen to them. You're trying to find the words and you're just hearing a bunch of fucking sounds come out of their mouth. And it's like, dude, like how can people listen to these people? But that's the thing. Like North County Public Defense doesn't exist. They don't even exist as a real like lawyer's office. They don't even exist. Um, the freaking the whole thing with like where I was telling the police that the police were gonna get in trouble for allowing crime to happen all the time, and the um the housing authority was gonna get in trouble, and I was gonna get a bunch of lawyers to that were gonna be from like a North County area. That's basically what I said. That I was gonna find lawyers and shit, and we were gonna like take the police out for being pro crime. Um, and then they formed this North County Public Defense that talks gibberish and doesn't act like lawyers. So yeah, I might be talking to the police too because the police have been lying a lot. I mean, they really have. They've been lying a lot. I'm still dealing with my phone being stolen. I'm still dealing with people in my accounts. They changed my websites. They went in and changed a bunch of shit in my websites um, that I made. And they got right back in when I uh, tried to like change passwords and all that kind of stuff. Every time I change passwords and all that kind of stuff, they get right back in. Which is probably honestly because the police are on their side. Because they're pro crime. Because that's what we're dealing with in Bellingham.